Okay, today is Saturday 16th of March 2024, about 2 p.m. Air temperature is about 22 degrees Celsius, about 72 Fahrenheit, and today I'm going to talk about temporary grow-out tubs. I'll start with a couple of clips that I took, video clips I took. I'll splice them into this video just to show you how I set it up. Not that interesting, but anyway, shows you how we did it. But first of all, let's have a look at water temperature while I'm here. So what do we got? 20 degrees. Okay, so that's about right. I don't know if I've got any eggs today. Had some a couple of days ago, but I think it's a bit cooler today, so no eggs today. So that's the if anybody's going to produce any of them going to produce any eggs, it'll be these white MEDAKA in here, but not today. They need maybe a couple more degrees Celsius higher temperature to consistently produce eggs. Okay, so this is a location where I'm going to put the tubs. It's fairly close to my existing tubs. These are my temporary tubs I'm putting in here. I just leveled off the ground. This is just the first stage of what I'm doing. I'll put down some anti-weed matting and then put the tubs on top. Yeah, this location is good because it has some sun, but dappled shade during the middle of the day when the sun is at its hottest. Before I've had tubs in the shade and sunshine, a bit of sunshine is much better. As with my other tubs, for these new tubs I want to put in sponge filters, and you can see the two air lines come from normal aquarium air pump about 15 meters, 50 feet away under cover, so it's protected from the weather. Electricity is not a problem. And these 1/4-inch air lines come down through a pipe there, and I'm now taking one across there, dug a small trench, put in a piece of pipe that I can thread the air line through, and it comes out the other end, and eventually it will be connected to the new temporary tubs I put over there. You probably see that I don't use normal aquarium airline tubing. I use sort of 1/4-inch, 6 mm drip irrigation tubing. It's tougher, a lot tougher, very difficult to crush it. I could probably just put it underground without running it through this conduit down here, but if I want to replace it or add something else, put another airline in, I'll bury this conduit under the ground and maybe use it the next time. Okay, so these are the tubs all set up. As you can see, they're in the same area as my permanent stoneware ceramic tubs. So now I've got a small area which concentrates on my MEDAKA production farm, if you like. Yeah, very small, very small farm. Now, in one of my previous videos about my breeding plan 2024, I decided to try and produce about 200 MEDAKA this year. Most of those I was going to put in my pond to make a nice big shoal, which will look very, very pleasant, I think. Now these 6 plastic storage boxes as these temporary tubs, they're each 35 litres, which is about 9 gallons. They've got a small sponge filter in each one. And I reckon with a sponge filter like that, it's going to be fine with stocking ratio of maybe 1 MEDAKA to 1 litre. So 6 boxes, 35 litres means I can raise about 200 MEDAKA with, I hope, no problems. I mean, especially as the MEDAKA will grow, the juvenile MEDAKA will grow at different rates, so I can sort them out now and again and transfer the faster growing MEDAKA fish, juveniles, to my pond when they get big enough so it will get eaten by the other fish in the pond. And yeah, that will thin out the numbers down to below 35 over a period of time, below 35 to each tub. So it makes it even better, I think, in terms of successfully raising that number of MEDAKA. Now, in fact, the tubs will have a dual function. At the moment they're empty, but initially I'm going to use them as breeding tubs. So in my permanent tubs over there, I've got an assortment of MEDAKA, and I will form them up into breeding groups, small breeding groups, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fish to each group, depending on whether I've got enough to form a good breeding group likely to produce a good quality fry. And some of those breeding groups I will put in some of these tubs very soon. It's getting warmer now and they'll start producing eggs. And depending on how warm it gets, probably going to get enough eggs within the next couple of weeks or so, maybe 3-4 weeks. But the eggs will be hatched in separate hatching containers, and they will, before I can move them to these grow-out tubs, they're going to have to increase in size. So I'd move them from the small hatching containers into these grow-out tubs, maybe when the fry are about 3-4 weeks old, something like that. Anyway, I'll see how it goes, see how big they get, see if they look viable on their own in big tubs like this. And the sooner you can get them in big tubs, the more room you give them to grow, the faster they will grow. And then before I move the fry in here, the breeding groups will have produced enough eggs that I need, and they will go back into the permanent tubs over there. Now, if all that makes sense, I hope it does. Makes sense to me anyway, and that's the important thing. I'll go and have a look at the a bit close to the tubs. I should bring my chair. Put chairs around this area, and I can sit down and take my time, whatever I want to do. So here is one of the tubs. You can see it's got the sponge filter, and it's got the floating plants within like a barrier, which is just a corrugated plastic. You can buy them in sheets. They use them for yard signs or whatever it is. Sometimes you can find it cheap. Then just cut out whatever shape you like, and they keep the plants, floating plants, in an area that I want. So there's an open water area for the so you can see the fry juveniles as they mature, and give them some sunshine as well. The plants I've got in here are only a salvinia because they don't have long roots. When you use them as breeding tubs, then you don't have long roots, and the females will lay eggs on the roots of the plants instead of the special spawning mops. I think, oh yeah, I got that's the size of sponge filter. I think they're sold for up to 10 gallons, 40 litres. Doesn't matter really, you get a small one is fine. MEDAKA probably okay with that sponge filters, but it just helps increase the water quality if there might be a problem. They're only a few US dollars each, equivalent of a few US dollars, not very expensive. And that's about it. Now these tubs will be, I'd say they'll be temporary. By the time I get to June and the very hot weather and the very heavy rain comes along, I'll probably pack the tubs up, put them away, because I will hopefully have produced all the new MEDAKA that I want by then. But who knows? We'll just see how it goes. We're dealing with nature, so it's you can't rely on things that go according to a plan. You just make things up as you go along. So that's it. I'm crossing my fingers, hoping it all works out properly. Now my next job is to sort the fish into breeding groups and start them on their way to producing, hopefully, a nice sort of fresh, healthy eggs, which will give me 200 healthy juvenile MEDAKA. Okay.